We lost the Wiseman joke and everything here. It was a nice shout out to Mike.
It was so organic, yeah. In this little preamble, Mike, we talked about trading your power with me, messing around with cables. So,
welcome to this episode of the Cool Bad Shirt Podcast.
Yeah, it was like the scene in Christmas Vacation
very similar.
when they plug in the lights, the whole city goes dark. The Lower Glen just experienced a brownout.
It would have been on camera if I hit the record button. You could actually see me plug stuff in.
There's only so much we could do in post, Rich.
We can't reinvent stuff that happened. Yes.
No, that's all right.
Oh, just moments ago, I had my window open because it was so nice, and the kids are outside. They're having lots of fun, and I hear this 10-year-old go, "What the hell?" And his father go, Andrew. The sounds of spring.
Kids, put your phone down and come outside and get some fresh air for a couple minutes. What the hell?
That might have been the, yeah.
Kids just don't know what to do in the outdoors anymore. Yeah, we were making bike jumps and everything.
Yeah. I'm encouraged. My neighborhood, the kids are outside all the time doing stuff. It's pretty good. The scooters have gone electric. We've ranted about that before. But besides that, they're getting outside.
They're getting softer, but they're at least outside. I'm a little light on the show notes this week, so the ball's in Rich's court, and he will be carrying the show this week, as they say.
For a change. All right, we're going to start right off with ripping on Microsoft. You know, with all this AI and this stuff coming in, how awesome the world is getting. For the love of God, I don't know why when I type ha in an email, Outlook says you have duplicate words. I very intentionally have a ha and a ha. They cannot filter a ha. They challenge me every time I laugh at something.
So you can only laugh once.
Apparently. The ha is kind of...
That's interesting.
That's kind of how it goes. And every time it underlines it, you have a duplicate word. Hell yeah, I do.
So is that in all your Microsoft applications like Outlook and Word?
I don't know. I don't know that I recall it in Word, but it certainly gets me an email all the time. Okay. I should add it to. I think I tried to add it to dictionary and it didn't take it because it was 2 words.
Yeah, you would think that there would be a setting to default to haha or not spell or grammar check that.
It is 2025. Yes, they should really be on top of
all
the cryptocurrency. You think they could let that one slide?
In all seriousness, though, I have made an observation about you. Whenever you reply in a text message, you only write one ha. You never write ha in a text message reply. And you always write ha.
Okay, I think I know why. I think I got it. When you tell me something funny...
Oh, it's not really that funny.
No. It's the opposite.
So what you're saying is my comedy is only worth half a laugh.
No, it's entirely the opposite. When you make me laugh, it's a legitimate ha. That's good ha. When I'm saying something borderline awkward, marginally inappropriate work, I have to tag the ha. Like don't call HR. That's the ha is don't call HR on me.
Okay. You have to overcompensate for safety.
You get the double ha. Yeah. I'm even wrestling with the dictionary to make the point that please don't get me in trouble. I also had another observation. I've been traveling a lot lately. Went out to Idaho for work. Been around, but I was in the airport. What is the deal with peanuts? So sometimes, if I'm getting out early in the morning, I'm not really quite ready for breakfast, but I can't sit at the airport, then fly, and then just wait till mid-afternoon to get something to eat. So sometimes I try to get a healthy snack. I don't want like a sugary muffin or something right out of the gate. So maybe just a bag of peanuts. You remember the little tubes of Planters peanuents? For a quarter of a century, they were 99 cents. You remember, right?
I buy them regularly.
Yeah. It seems like, I don't know what's going on at the airports. They went, which is, I think, a 1.75 ounce bag. They're up to, I think I looked it up, they're up to like a 6 or 7 ounce bag now. And they're $12.
Oh my God.
I thought it was a mistake. And I was at another airport and I'm like, I don't need a half pound of peanuts. I really don't. That's way too much for travel. And that is insane for a snack.
Is it like the narrow Planters peanut?
No, it's more like a sandwich bag now.
Oh, it's a sizable package of peanuts.
It's a ton of peanuts.
Okay.
They let's see. They went from 1.75 to 6. So that's more than triple the size. But from 99 cents to 12 bucks is not 3 times the size.
That is a price increase. I buy the little, the little narrow package that they sell at like a 7-Eleven or a gas station. I buy that from time to time, and that's probably only $1.99 or something like that. Maybe even 99 cents once in a while.
That's entirely reasonable. But I think they got the family pack going and quadrupled the price.
Yeah. The pack I buy are all the peanuts I need for my ride home. That's for sure.
Get me through the commute.
You must have like the weekender bag when you buy it at the airport.
I just need a little snack between here and Tampa. That's it.
When we went to St. Martin, did we go to St. Martin? Where did we go? No, we were in the Bahamas for a wedding. Some friends of ours were also there. It was for my niece's wedding. And by friends, they're related to my niece. Deborah and Mark were eating this giant bag of trail mix at the airport. And they were eating so much of it, they're like, take this with you because we're going to keep eating it. And I wound up taking the bag, eating it for a couple hours while we were at the airport waiting for our flight. And then when we got home, we ran into them and I still had the bag and I gave it back to them.
These are yours.
And I said, I've been eating too much of these. You guys take them now. It was this big giant bag.
It provided sustenance for 2 families over the entire day.
Yeah, it really did. And the entire flight.
The other day we had a decision to do a team photo with the gang at work. And so we stepped out under the logo out in the front lobby and someone said, oh, you're the photographer. Let's use your phone. And I was like, it's the same phone you, but I was like, oh, no. We're definitely using my phone because then the wheels start turning. I'm like, oh, I'm going to have fun with this one. So we took some photos and this morning in staff meeting, I presented the team photo and we were all standing on Mars. It was a beautiful red landscape behind. Although I think there was something wrong. Everybody was double muted or something because I was not getting the laughs I had expected. It was actually the sound of crickets, so I think maybe it wasn't as funny as I thought.
I picked Mars right out,
too. I sent it to you. You saw it.
Yeah, I replied.
Did you do one ha or 2?
I think I did. I did one ha, an explanation point, and then I said Mars.
Yeah, see? There you go.
Yeah, see?
That would have been nice in the staff meeting this morning.
Or as most people here on Earth refer to it as Iceland. Isn't that where they say they fake the Mars photos? They have a fake Mars rover driving around in Iceland. Such a jaded society we live in. The advantage of taking it on your own phone is you essentially own the intellectual property.
Oh, I do. It's copyrighted to me. So
you could put your team all over the place.
If anybody else tries something funny, I'll be like, whoa. I'm the comedian on this team.
We'll save the jokes to me, okay?
You just let
you guys design. You guys just do the designing. I'll do the comedy on my end. All right.
I'll take it from here, guys.
I'll handle the laughs.
Speaking of profanity and teams,
I like where we're going. Work-related profanity is always fun.
I think everybody listening is familiar with it. But no, interestingly enough, I was out in Idaho a couple of weeks ago. One of our sites is out in the Idaho desert. About 3 days of working with the people out there, it dawned on me, nobody swears here. Zero profanity, nothing, nobody. And it was noticeable that people were finishing a sentence without the F word. It was I got to tell you, it was kind of nice.
Was that in social gatherings outside of work or just in the office?
In the office, we went out a couple times, but I got to tell you, I was a fan of, look, I'm not a prude. I swear sometimes, but the constant weaving it into every other sentence is just annoying. And it was refreshing to not have any of that.
Yeah, I guess regionally that does vary a lot.
We are both New Yorkers. Yes, that might be the demographic that we hang out with.
Yeah.
So when you were younger, I overheard somebody else talking about this, and it totally hit home. Do you remember, I don't know if it was a common plot line or just a couple stuck with me back in the 70s when I was a kid and watching TV shows and movie. There was 2 things that were popping up seemingly all the time. And as a kid, I was a little concerned about both of them. The first one was amnesia. Do you remember everybody was hit on the head and they couldn't remember things? They were always wrestling with amnesia and all the problems that would happen. And that seemed like was that a common theme in the 70s?
I think it was a good comedic go-to back then.
Maybe that's what it was.
Somebody was injured, but it was only temporary. You could comfortably laugh at it without being hurtful.
As an impressionable young person, I remember thinking about, what would happen? Could I really not know who my parents were? It was fascinating as a kid to explore what that was like.
Despite, as a young kid, having multiple concussions, that was never a fear for whatever reason. I never woke up at night fearing that I might have amnesia and not remember things or my family.
Yeah, it must have stuck in my head from some show that I watched. And along the same lines, Quicksand. I remember being terrified of quicksand. I don't know why. And the whole idea that the harder you try to get out, the quicker you get pulled under and die.
Yeah, the faster you sink.
As a kid, I was concerned about quicksand.
You were terrified to cross your eyes too. I fear they would stay that way. So I got some notes now. Let me jot this one down. We got crossing eyes, quicksand, and the mother of all of them, amnesia. I got that right here, Rich. Take note of that right away here.
How do these topics keep swerving back into my psyche? I keep wanting to blame you, but for some reason I keep volunteering this nonsense.
You steered us into this one right away, Rich.
I recently discovered that my fly was open a lot lately. It was getting a little concerning. No, just recently.
In the last few weeks? Oh my God. That's an old person's thing.
Well, that's where this is going.
Dude, that's like an old person's
few months, it was alarming how often and not funny. It was like concerning. Like, do I have amnesia? Do I have a problem? And then just because of the way the laundry cycle went, I don't know what happened. Turns out it's just this one pair of jeans I was wearing more often than not because I was wearing a different pair of jeans for the past few weeks as I was cycling through. And I put the other pair on, and sure enough, like 4 times that day, my fly kept going down. So crisis averted. I still have all my mental faculties. It was a faulty zipper on the jeans.
Faulty zipper, but I mean, you got to stay on your toes now, right?
Yes.
What the heck's going on with Crystal, man? He's coming unglued. He's at the point in life where he just doesn't care. Like, no more filter. His guard is down.
Everybody's looking up to me, man. He's finally arrived. He just doesn't care anymore.
He's reached that point. Parking crooked, his flies down. You're tasting the grapes in the produce section of the grocery store before you buy them.
Big fruit isn't going to get me.
Will you get the zipper replaced at the tailor, or is that just
the jeans are on in years? I think they're going to be painting jeans here momentarily because when I'm painting alone, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't fly down.
So shopping carts. Now, it's probably my own fault for going on the weekend occasionally, but have you ever noticed they generally have 2 sizes of shopping carts? They have the little one, and then they have the tractor trailer size for the family of 8. And statistically, you go in there, and there's never small ones. There is 142 tractor trailer size things available, and all the small ones are taken. I don't know why somebody doesn't realize it at some point that ratio is way off. They need to swap that.
Yeah, dude, they want you to fill that big one up. That's why.
Oh, you are brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, you're like, well, I wasn't going to get all these paper towels today, but let me just throw them in the cart.
Look at all this empty space.
Maybe I'll
fill with.
Yeah. Entenmann's is on sale. Now that I have a cart, I certainly will get 3.
I can't go home with just this.
In with just one of those baskets. If I walked in with the basket, I would have never have considered 2 crumb cakes and 12 frosted donuts. However, now I got plenty of room for that.
Yeah, I think that's all part of the plan. It didn't dawn on me, but brilliant observation.
Speaking of food, my dad calls today in the middle of the day. There's a couple typical times that I speak with him throughout the day. So when I get a random call by him, I always get a little nervous. So I pick it right up. I'm at work, rings. Hey, Dad, everything okay? He doesn't say hello. He goes, where'd you say you got those pickles from? I go, wait, what, Dad? The pickles you were telling me about. Did you get them from King Cullen or Costco's? I said, no, Dad, those are from Costco. He's like, oh, okay. I was gonna have your sister pick some up at the store, and I said, well, I told you I'll bring some over because I got a big canister of them, so I'll bring some over to you. That was the conversation. There was no emergency, no crisis, but you pick up. It's like, when your kids call you real late at night. I mean, you think the worst. I was happy that it was just a pickle question.
Everybody's okay waiting a couple days for the pickles?
I think so. I think we're good till tomorrow. I think we could hold on one more day.
How are your uncles receiving the are you getting thank you notes or cease and desist?
I haven't spoke to them directly. Yeah, I haven't spoke to them directly, but I think they were thrilled about their care packages. Okay. Shipping sardines and pickled pig's feet all over the upper 50, as they say. Yeah.
Oh, man.
They all got their packages. You know what was kind of funny? We were watching one of the cooking shows. I know I've spoken about this a lot, and I don't want to beat it to death. My dad loves sardines and he loves anchovies. And on one of the cooking shows the other day, they featured a whole variety of canned fishes on like a charcuterie board. So they had all these different sardines, anchovies, and any of those fish that come in either like a small jar or those cans, all displayed out on this really nice large cutting board with some other cheeses and vegetables and stuff assorted around it. And I guess apparently it's sort of becoming a thing. And I thought, how funny is that? My dad literally is a trendsetter on the sardines here in 2025. Who would have known?
I think we all know what he's getting for Christmas.
Oh, yes. More sardines. You saw the astronauts made it back tonight?
Just moments ago, I was hitting the practice pretty hard, so I was a little out of the loop, but I had to go check to see. It looks like all's good.
I'd like to do a little research. I don't know how long their recovery is. I mean, health-wise, they're fine, but in terms of, muscle atrophy and being strong enough and stable enough to start walking around again. I know they exercise and try to stay as healthy as possible in the space station, but I wonder what that process is.
I think, I can't remember what it was, but it's a bigger deal. Like, you don't need to be there very long before the effects of zero gravity. For some reason, I thought that was months, but I think it's much shorter than that when you're feeling the effects of no gravity. Like you said, you can work out and have the fitness, but the bone density and the constant pull of gravity actually has a positive effect. That's the way we evolved, so that's obviously natural. But
yeah, when I was watching it, they were literally sliding them out on like a backboard.
Yeah, they can't walk, right? I think they can't even barely stand up.
The hatch is pretty small anyway, but they lay down on this backboard and then they slide the backboard out. And then from there, they're assisted to their feet and then they set them down on this wheelchair type of apparatus. Then they sort of roll them away. And they seemed, super happy and smiling and healthy and they were waving, but I don't know if they could stand up if they wanted to.
Well, all the sci-fi movies, don't they always have the rotating spaceship to simulate the... I think this should work, right? So we're not quite there yet, but I know that's coming.
Yes, I think so.
Solving life's big problems, one poorly researched opinion at a time.
Did you get a new windscreen?
No, we talked about this.
No, I know you
on a couple shows ago.
It looks gigantic today. Are you right in front of the camera?
I'm pretty close because, as we've discussed, I am under serious construction at Cool Dad Studios South here, and I'm trying to make a very tight frame shot. And this is a pretty sizable windscreen on this microphone. It's not quite as big as my head, but because
it's close,
because my head is in the background and the mic is in the foreground of the shot, it definitely, the scale makes it look much bigger than it is, but it is pretty sizable.
Yes, that's funny. It's I can't stop looking at it. It's huge.
But it's much better than that giant round windscreen that I was using that basically covered my whole face.
Yeah, the big popper stopper windscreen. I think that's great for singing because you can actually set it off the microphone a little bit and it does the job well. But likewise, it's funny, you and I made the decision at the same time to go to the little foam windscreen.
Same
wavelength, man.
Yeah. The update on Mia is she does have her driver's license now. I'm happy she got her license. However, when I went for the road test with her, by the time I got out of the car and she pulled out and came back, Rich, if it was 7 minutes, it was a long time. It was the quickest road test I've ever seen. She said she pulled out. They made 3 quick lefts, 3 quick rights. She parallel parked, did a 3-point turn, and then came back.
Wow.
I know she was very, very prepared and able to demonstrate those skills very effectively and very satisfactory. But it just still, as a parent, amazes you that there are these kids so young driving in such a dangerous situation. It's still going to require many more hours driving with us to sort of continue to develop those skills to become a defensive driver and get some experience before you want to start letting your kid drive alone on highways and back roads and stuff by themselves. And
totally agree. And it hangs on for a long time. I'm just getting to the point now. My youngest, Kelsey, is she's driving quite a bit these days. So she's racking up tons of experience. When we talk about things, she's handling things well. She's driven me to the airport. I think she's finally got it. I'm just now at age 22. I'm like, okay, I think we're going to be okay. But yeah, it's scary for sure.
We went to a hockey game the other night. So we went to see the Islanders and the Panthers play this Sunday night.
Sweet.
I felt very nostalgic thinking of our days living in Albany, going to see your Capital District Islanders at RPI.
Yep.
Such exciting games. It seemed like only 30 or 40 people in the field house watching these all out, brutal, hard hitting, aggressive, action packed hockey games.
You can't beat AHL hockey. It's very reasonably priced, but it's pro level. It's awesome.
It is outstanding. And I might be wrong. Correct me if I am, but I seem to think that tickets were only like $6 or $7. I can't remember. I can't seem to imagine paying more than $10.
I think you're right. Yeah, it had to be. We went to a few of them, so I mean, it was not. It was not cost prohibitive for sure.
And the hockey game, I haven't been to a professional hockey game in a little while, so it was nice to go.
Yeah, that's great. I don't think I've been to one since I lived in Detroit, which was 20-something years ago. Yeah, wow.
And I messed up. I should have just driven. I decided, based on everybody's feedback, the train drops you right off at the arena. It couldn't be easier. It was pouring rain and extremely windy, so I decided, let's take the train. It'll pull us right to the arena. It'll be nice. We won't have to be running around in the rain, running through the parking lot, getting soaking wet. Let's do that. We left. We went to the train station, and when I get there, I see a sign that there's no service. We're getting on a bus to take a bus to a train station about 35 or 40 minutes west. From there, we get on a train and take a train to the stadium. Then when we get to the stadium or the arena, we get off the train and I look. The arena is like a tiny little dot in the horizon. The train is nowhere near the stadium. It's like a 15-minute walk to get from the train to the arena. And they have some buses there. But once again, we're going to pack ourselves like a New York City subway car onto this bus and ride up to the arena. It was
an adventure.
2 bus rides, a train ride, a car ride. And then when we came home, it was the local bus making all the scheduled train stops, but in a bus, which should have taken maybe an hour to get home. It took us 3 hours to get home.
3 hours.
So the game, we got out of the game at 10 and we didn't get home till 1 a.m. Yeah. So lesson learned by good old Mikey boy here. He is going to drive next time to the next Islander game.
There you go. Live and learn.
It's not always jokes here on the show. There are lessons to be learned, and I took my lumps this weekend for sure.
Yeah, your problems don't go away. Just hopefully you start getting better at handling them, I think.
Of all that, you know what burned me the most? I bought the tickets as soon as I got on the train, so I would have them because it was crowded, and I didn't want to be messing around once the conductor got there, and I wanted to make his life a little bit easier. So I bought the 3 tickets for the ride home. The conductor never came by. Just so the LIRR knows, I am honest whether you are checking my tickets or not. Right. That's the moral of this story.
Yes, good job. I think more and more people are not quite that ethical, but good job.
Well, I told you I was coming in light this week.
Yeah, well.
But you carried us like a true hero, Rich.
Hero is probably too strong a word.
Okay. Well, like a true professional, Rich.
I'll take it.
And this week's food that I had that made me think of you, Rich, I would like to feature fluff. Good old marshmallow fluff. I had a fantastic, and here's the biggest irony of this story. I had it on, what is it called? 7-grain bread. And on 7-grain bread, I put peanut butter and marshmallow fluff. And it was outstanding.
It didn't burst into flames.
It tasted wonderful.
You are pretty much erasing any healthful benefits that you're getting from that.
Yeah.
No, fluff is great. I don't know how many ingredients are on the side. I think it's made in a lab, but it is tasty.
It's so good, Rich. I had it with a cup of coffee too. It was so good.
I'm using it as creamer now. Okay, we're done. Hey, did I tell you about?
Yeah. I got one more story about my dad. I kind of messed up on this one. He likes pre-cleaned, pre-cooked shrimp from Costco. This is turning into a Costco advertisement. But he loves the pre-cleaned and pre-cooked shrimp from Costco, and he likes the larger size one. So when we go, I usually pick up a bag. The last time we went, I picked up a bag. It turns out that these were not cooked and cleaned. My sister comes home from work, and my dad is sitting at the table eating raw, unclean, uncooked shrimp from Costco. And she goes, "Dad, what are you doing? Those aren't cleaned or cooked." And he said, "Oh, I don't have my glasses on. I knew they didn't taste right."
I kept going.
So he had 2 of them for 24 hours. I was like biting my nails, praying that he would not get sick or food poisoning. But the guy's got like
an iron stomach,
like a steel gut, man. Not even face. He was putting hot sauce on them.
that probably did the trick.
So like, I mean, that might have been why any bacteria or anything was killed. But he's like just scooping them up, eating raw shrimp with hot sauce on them.
Oh man.
And then he's like, yeah, I mean, they make sushi. We're like, Dad, they don't make sushi with shrimp.
No, not shellfish.
I felt awful. Thank God he didn't get sick. I would have felt worse. Dodged a major bullet there.
Yeah. I mean, it's not necessarily your fault. You didn't know, but yes, you're very worried for a while.
Lesson learned on that one. I got to double check before I bring those things home. I think we got another good one.
As usual, we'll catch you in the next episode.
See you soon.